Here we go. It is day one of Solana Breakpoint. We're going to be breaking all that down for you today, so don't miss it. It's going to be a good one. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. Let's thank our sponsor, and that is Tangem. Did you know you can hold your Solana over on Tangem? It is a self-custody wallet that works off of like a credit card looking thing, and it has an NFC device in it that works in conjunction with your phone and an app, and it's one of the best tools out there for self-custody. Go over to tangem.com. Click on that Get Tangem right there. Get the 3-card set. Get started in your self-custody journey. Make sure and use our link for additional discount. All right, a couple of things happening over here in Breakpoint in Singapore. On the heels of 2049, Token 2049, everybody kind of saw a lot of the announcements. We showed some of that this week, and of course, part of that was the phone. There is much more happening that I think you guys need to pay attention to. There was about 6 hours of event coverage that we had to kind of go through. So there was a lot happening around Firedancer, and then a handful of major, we'll call them major corporations, and we'll kind of break all that down for you. But I want to go to this first clip because this is talking about Firedancer. Take a look.
We announced the Firedancer effort mid-August 22. Many people suggested I should give a proof of life. This is a recent snapshot of software versions running on mainnet. Frankendancer is live on mainnet. But that's not the only proof of life we have for you. Here's another. Firedancer is also live on testnet. But we have a bunch of other proof of lives here. This video shows a Frankendancer validator producing 4 mainnet blocks, and then shows features for monitoring the ecosystem real time.
So a lot of people, I think, were still looking at Firedancer and really kind of questioning whether or not it would actually get released at Breakpoint this year. And of course, that's a big relief. With all that's been going on with Jump Crypto, I think that was the kind of the target zone. So the fact that they rolled this out, a big deal for Solana. And of course, it is showing in the charts, Solana up significantly, which we anticipated. I think a lot of people remember day 2 is still yet to come out. We're hoping that they're going to do something in the gaming sector. I'll get into that in a second. This was another area that I wanted to focus in on because this is a very intriguing strategy around how credit/debit cards could work with a staking account inside a Solana validator. I want to go to this clip and show you guys something.
We have also launched a Solana validator, and it's about a 7.6 APY. We introduce PayFi. We're releasing the first ever Solana card. This is going to be available in pre-order now. We're going to allow you to spend up to 60% of your SOL that you hold with us, interest-free, forever. We'll obviously hold it in our validator and use that to subsidize your spending. But I know you're coming here to just not see ordinary things. You want to see something a little bit crazy. We also have a black metal card, which we've designed, which illuminates on tap pay. This goes for 10 SOL, but it includes a whole bunch of other benefits. That's not the real show. The real show is what I'm about to show you. The real show is the Solana solid gold card. We actually have a normal gold card as well in between, but with the solid gold card, and it costs us more than $10,000 to make one of these, you actually get 3 of the supplementary normal gold cards as well. And you can hold 60% interest-free on your card, and you can spend against your SOL, and you also get the highest points forever. Now, we only have 100 of these for sale. Just to show you, I do actually have a version of the solid gold card right here that you can actually see, and we're super excited to partner with Solana and introduce this to the ecosystem.
So that's a pretty significant statement because this does get into the banking ecosystem. If you look at what Kast is doing over on their website, this is a wait list right now, but that's the initial Solana card. Here's kind of some of the breakdowns on this. Key rewards right here. Let me kind of zoom in on some of these. 3.5 to 7% APY boost on your SOL staking. It does say in 2024. I don't know if that means they're going to change this for 2025. But it is right around the corner, and then earning 3 to 5% back on spending, and then in-app reward section. So there's some big benefits there. It's going to cost you $100 for the card, and 1 year free, and then $50 a year. So that's one example. And I want to go over to the rest of what they have here, because if you kind of slide across, you can see the Solana Black or the Illuma card. details on that one. It's $1,000 a year. This is actually a pretty good deal. Zooming in on that one, 7 to 14% APY boost. Again, 2024, 8 to 12% back on all spending in 2024. And the fact that you are not spending your own money, it's like a loan essentially on Sol. This is a very intriguing offer. This could make some big waves in the financial community, especially around credit card and debit card usage. I want to go over to another clip here, and this is getting into Jupiter. You know, we've covered Jupiter quite a bit on our show here. I want to break down some mobile announcements that they had. Take a look.
Last, Jupiter Mobile, the best swapping experience on mobile. We are doing this with 3 great features. Easy on-ramp using Apple Pay, Google Pay, or credit cards. We believe one-tap swap is the best swapping experience anywhere. Obviously, 0 platform fee like our UI. We are announcing the acquisition of Solana FM. We are also buying CoinHall, the #1 aggregator across Cosmos. We are launching today the gasless transaction on perps. With this, we believe that we are bringing perps on Solana to parity with centralized exchanges.
All right, so some good news there with Jupiter. Again, this is one that we're watching as a potential breakout. It is a great altcoin, and if you're done any kind of work within the Solana ecosystem and the Phantom wallet, then you know what I'm talking about in terms of using Jupiter. Another clip here is getting into how the entire Solana system is going to get a lot easier for access and onboarding. Let's go to that clip.
So we've now got email embedded wallets, the ability to log in with social accounts and create wallets for the new user that's coming to your application. And I think what's most exciting and why I'm here today particularly is to announce that this is now live and fully functional in Solana. So I'm really excited to share that we've got some really amazing partners who are launching with us. We've been working with Drift, with Jupiter, with several others to bring this as a full stack toolkit to the Solana development community.
All right, so more news in the sense of good news for Solana, I think, in the sense of being able to get to real critical adoption. The other points that will take place, I think, within this ecosystem is going to be around AI and the use of it. Here's Jeremy Allaire breaking down that AI agents are coming to Firedancer. Take a look.
But I want to drill in on one thing here that we're super excited about, which is on-chain AI agents. Over 80% of the web's content is behind paywalls, and most apps that you want to interact with require you to register and use them. We believe we're going to see, and we're beginning to see, a rewiring of that. So what if we could do a world where AIs can programmatically interact with micropayments down to the cent? What kind of blockchain could support that today? I want to know what the future of electric cars is. I want to enable my AI agent to be able to make microtransactions across these paid content sources to give me the best information possible. I want a faster, easier way to book a trip to Singapore. I want to tell it what I want. I want to be able to have those AIs doing work on my behalf and paying pennies for the basic work and the basic tasks that they're doing. I want to build an app. I want to ask an AI to produce something for me. I want to give it a prompt. I want it to come back and use Replit to actually generate that app in seconds, and I want to compensate that AI agent for producing that specific interactive utility that I need to conduct my work. This is all possible to do today, and you're going to see more and more from Circle in this area. Obviously, there's other ecosystems that are trying to address this problem, but we're obviously very, very impressed, and what we've seen from and heard from with Firedancer is extraordinary.
I want to be clear on this part of it, and that is that Allaire is not saying that they are all in on Solana on this particular statement. What they are saying, though, is that this is capable now. The key here is going to be the chain that is able to do it quickly. So Firedancer has got to be able to roll out on mainnet as quickly as possible to be able to kind of validate what Allaire and Circle are trying to do. Otherwise, we could see another major chain jump into that. There's all sorts. You could see Avalanche kind of go in that direction, even Sui to a certain extent. So it is a little bit of a race right now, and I think Solana's got a little bit of heat on them. They do, and I think had to pretty much release Frankendancer out within the main net to get a little bit of a test going. So hopefully we'll see some good positive moves going forward. Carlos Domingo, who's been on our show before from Securitize, you know them because they are essentially the partner with BlakcRock for real world asset and tokenized securities. This is something that they are getting ready to launch on Solana. Here's a clip.
So you might be wondering, what is Securitize doing here on the stage with Wormhole at the Solana conference, right? So the first thing is Securitize has decided to adopt the Wormhole solution. But the second announcement that we're doing today is that moving forward, we're going to be starting integrating with Solana to support Solana to be able to deploy all the tokenized assets that we have in our platform over the time into the Solana platform, and also use Wormhole to move them across other chains.
All right, so that's a big news. So if you've been following Wormhole for any period of time, and this is an all-time market cap right there, so this could be a potential to explode, especially with Securitize getting into it, already showing that they are very consistent with what's happening in the ETH ecosystem around tokenized securities. So there's another big opportunity coming out of this. Further into this, you had all kinds of the big boys there. $1.3 trillion asset manager Franklin Templeton was there talking about launching a mutual fund on Solana blockchain. That's good news. Citibank is also exploring Solana's potential, looking to utilize blockchain tech for seamless money transfers, advanced smart contracts in the future. This is the 4th largest bank in the US. Another big opportunity. So you can kind of see banks are coming in. We're starting to see the advancement of, I would say, sophisticated financial instruments. And all of that is starting to play into the next generation of financial communities. One of the areas, though, that they could be a huge leader in is how tokens are launched and associated with businesses. This is a little bit, I will say a little bit techie, but it's worth a watch. I want to go to this clip because this will talk a little bit more about this. Take a look.
So we offer you software to build that supply and demand out seamlessly. Starting with the supply, it's your pie chart. Then we move on to the demand drivers. We allow you access to software that'll help you quantify estimations of demand based on your protocol's unique utilities and mechanisms. Where it gets really fun is we help you simulate post-TGE performance based on these inputs. So if simulated post-TGE performance sucks and your price is going down only, you can adjust the inputs and optimize for a more successful launch strategy. Once you've finalized your tokenomics, you can publish a white paper with just one click directly from the platform. Once you finalize the tokenomics, use us for engaging market makers. We have integrations with over 30 major market makers on our platform. Next up, we have support for exchange listings. Historically, this has been a black box within the ecosystem. We allow you access to tools to actually track historical performance on listings, get access to what listing fees are, and even assess formal due diligence process in order to get listed on centralized venues. Now, once you launch your token, Forge transforms into a command station, giving you full transparency on all things token related. What we do is we integrate directly with your market makers. We consume data related to their trade activity and consolidate that data to a centralized dashboard. So if you're seeking to optimize for price performance, you need to track inflation, and you need to counteract that inflation with demand drivers. This is a tool for doing just that. What's more is we overlay historical unlocks with price performance so you can see the correlation between the two of them and prepare for future unlocks that may be potentially bullish to your community. We are free to use for blockchain builders within the Solana ecosystem so that you can forge your own path.
All right, so why is this important? And I want you to think about this for a second. You're a business out there, a creator, a small business, a huge business. Think of this as the Squarespace for your industry, because Squarespace first launched with just building websites, then they went into e-commerce, then went into services, all sorts of integrated assets that you can use within Squarespace, all built and managed in one online platform. That's kind of what Forge is trying to do. If they're successful, this could be a gateway of tokens being able to be launched and true blockchain integration into things like loyalty, all sorts of use cases around the blockchain itself. And if it's got any kind of utility or things of that nature, all of that could be integrated. So another big advantage, I think it was a good mention that they were there. The other thing that I want you to kind of pay attention to, if you guys remember Bonk, Bonk was the token, I would say, that kind of saved the Solana saga. And the idea was Bonk did that original airdrop. It was the one that kind of, I really think, was the genesis of how this strategy has started to move forward. Just if you look at where Bonk has been, not bad in terms of overall performance, holding its own. This is its all-time performance chart. So one of the things that Bonk and other meme coins could address is this little sector right here, 5.4% of nonprofit. This is of GDP. And that's a huge amount. And now the reason that's important is because if it's used nonprofits, these are charitable scenarios. So could meme tokens, something like a Bonk, be able to address this kind of ecosystem out there? I want to go over to a clip real quick. This will get into some more detail on could this be the charity coin? Take a look.
We are a charitable initiative within the Bonk ecosystem, and we utilize innovative blockchain tech and engagement with global communities to drive meaningful change. And we've been able to donate to our 8 charity partners via the Giving Block.
We match the amount of donated money in Bonk, along with burning 1% of that amount in Bonk. Win-win for everyone. The charities get the money instantly. There's no middleman, and the Giving Block doesn't pool it to give it at a later amount. Any charity in the world can apply. So what's next? So we're working with the Giving Block to get a completely unique address for every donation and mix that address up using a smart contract. What that will lead to is that when user A donates to charity B, only the participants know that it was a donation and no one else.
Very cool. And that's a big market. It is going to and could be a potential for what Bonk is going to be doing, along with other meme tokens that kind of fall into that lane. Now, one thing to make note of here on day one, especially when you think about Solana, because I think a lot of people would still believe that Solana is the gaming chain. And it doesn't necessarily show up in day one of Breakpoint. And you would think that we would see at least a sliver of activity, maybe some big special announcements, definitely some presentations. That did not happen. I'm hoping that they are going to be able to roll this out into day 2 at Breakpoint. We won't report on that until Monday coming up. So be watching for that. We'll break it all down for you guys there. But this was an interesting shot where Star Atlas was running on a mobile device. This is a Shaga. To give you an example, this could be huge if we start to see more commitment from Solana into the gaming sector, which I've always thought that they should have a mass amount of commitment. We haven't necessarily seen them, I wouldn't say they've dropped the ball, but they definitely are fumbling the ball a little bit if they don't release some big news on gaming. So gaming, day 2 is up. Let's find out if that is actually going to happen. So stay tuned right here. If you're not already in the Diamond Circle, make sure and get in right now. And by the way, hit the like button on this video. It's a great time to help us kind of spread news around not only Solana, but just crypto in general. You can always catch me out there on Twitter, and that's @PaulBaron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.